Yo, what's up everyone? This is Kaizo over here. So, the recent Nintendo Direct has got me kind of mixed. There were some cool reveals there were some cool games announced, but just thinking about, like, it after the fact, damn Nintendo really wanted that money, you know? Like, there was so much just shit they shoved in your face and tell you, you have to buy this is insane, man. I've never really honestly seen a Direct that greedy before. Like, honestly, in the end of the day, I don't have to buy any of this shit if I don't want to, you know? Like, buying this stuff is optional. I'm not gonna be, like, up in arms about, oh, they're making me buy this shit, when they really aren't, right? But a lot of it just seems stupid, right? Okay, so let's start with one of the things I have to talk about. The Virtual Boy. This was going to be a video on its own, but I was going to shove it in here. I don't really feel like making a whole ass video of me bitching about this weird Virtual Boy thing. Again, it's optional. You don't have to buy it, and I can already tell a lot of people aren't going to buy it. I'm not going to get pissy at Nintendo for this. I honestly don't care enough to do so. Like, I'm not like a Nintendo shill that will tell you to buy everything they do. I'm no shill for any company. I really think every company suffers bullshit like this, and I really think that the Virtual Boy is probably like the dumbest one. Okay, the idea of having Virtual Boy games on the Switch too, or in Switch. Okay, fine. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a little, novelty. Why not? You know, I mean, why not? Right? A lot of people aren't going to play it because it's, an epilepsy nightmare. But why not? Whatever. The problem is that, like, you can't play them without a Virtual Boy accessory. Like, they made an actual Virtual Boy for you to play the Virtual Boy games on. And normally I'd be like, oh, that's cute, that's funny. But, like, the games just won't work without that accessory. And again, the Virtual Boy was a console that infamously flopped because it wasn't a good console. It was a dumb idea made by an era where Nintendo was doing dumb ideas. They still are, but they're less dumb nowadays. They were just throwing anything at the wall back then. And, like, the Virtual Boy is a product of that. Now, again, I don't know how many people are going to buy this thing. I feel like if you're a diehard Nintendo fan, and only a diehard Nintendo fan, or you're just a person who really wants a Virtual Boy in the year of our Lord 2025 to 2026, yeah, pop off. It's your money. Like, I can't tell what people should do with their money. I mean, it's their money. They can do whatever they want with it. If people want to go buy giant, weird consoles that didn't work the first time they had it and flop the first time they released, go ahead. But, like, I don't know. If I had money to burn, would I really buy the Virtual Boy? No. But it would be funny to do so. I think it would be really funny to have one, but, like, the fact that they locked them outright if you don't buy the Virtual Boy is kind of funny to me. Because, like, you could have just had the games on there. I mean, I don't see what would dictate, like, why do you need the Virtual Boy to play these games? I mean, I feel like you live in an era where you can make these games playable without the Virtual Boy. I just feel like there's just, you just don't need it. But anyway, whatever. Moving on from that. We got Amiibos. And, I've never bought an Amiibo before. I've never had the opportunity to do so because I just don't care to buy an Amiibo. I mean, I would like them just as little figures, but as for, like, their actual Amiibo functionality, I've never really had a reason to buy one. But, like, so, like, I thought Amiibos were, like, well regarded for how cheap they were. Like, how to purchase. They look pretty high quality, but they're relatively cheap and you can buy a bunch of them. Why do we have Amiibos up to 40 to 50 bucks right now? Like, what kind of shit is this, dude? Why are they so expensive now? What happened? I thought Amiibos were cheap. Is it because of inflation? Is it because, like, regional pricing now? Is it because, like, tariffs and stuff like that? What's going on? A 50-buck Amiibo for Kirby and Bandana D? No. I don't give a shit if they swap parts. I don't care about that. I don't give a shit about that, dude. Why? Why do they cost so much, bro? Would I want a Kirby Amiibo that bad? Not enough to pay 40 bucks. I love me some Kirby. But I'm not paying 50 bucks for this shit. I'm not paying this much money for no freaking Amiibos, dude. Like, goddamn. I'd rather spend the money to make a figure my damn self than to buy an Amiibo for Nintendo. It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't work with my games. But holy shit, dude. Oh, God. What else did they do in this Direct? Oh, yeah. Oh, this one actually kind of gets me. Okay, so I mentioned before, I love Pokemon. I've said this many times before. I was excited for Pokemon Legends ZA. Then they announced stuff for ZA. And then they attach DLC to it. Now, I'm not shocked that these games are getting DLC before they come out. I play a lot of fighting games. At this point, I am used to games having DLC before the game actually comes out, right? But like, I'm tired. Like the Switch 2 version of Pokemon Legends ZA is $70, and the Switch 1 version is $60, right? So a lot of people are going to go for the Switch 2 version. It's probably going to run the best and look the best, yada yada, right? So this DLC, and Pokemon usually charges their DLC to $30. This is going to be $100 for just ZA and the DLC alone. $100. I love Pokemon, but I didn't buy the DLC for games like Scarlet and Violet until like way after that game came out. And the same went for Sword and Shield. I didn't buy the DLC for that game until the game already been out like a few months. And I think it's going to happen with ZA as well. But the problem about stuff like this is that, like, you know that these games should have more content that in the game that they stripped out to make separate DLC to make you pay extra for it, to make you pay it basically. Like, I don't have a Switch 2 yet. I still have a Switch 1, so I'm going to get the Switch 1 version of Legends ZA, right? So, like, it's already $60. The DLC is probably going to be $30, so that's literally half the price of the freaking game itself. And DLC's been like that. It's been like that, and like, just because it's been like that, just because that's the norm nowadays, doesn't mean that I have to like it, dude. Like, I hate shit like this, dude. And you know what also I hate? These exclusive versions for these games that you have to rebuy again. So, ask me this. Mario Wonder for Switch 1. Game comes out, excellent, people love it, right? We get a Switch 2 version that you pretty much have to buy again, right? To buy again, like how they did with the Legend of Zelda games, right? You don't have to buy them, you can upgrade them, but that's still money you have to pay for a slight increase in frame rate and graphical fidelity. And on top of that, they always want to attach some stupid shit that you can just complete like in the afternoon that justifies you buying the game again. So we get Mario Wonder for Switch 2, right? A cool Switch 2 edition. That'll make the game run faster and all that. They added something called Bella Bell Park, which is just Diet Mario Party, which, you know, sounds fun. People like Mario Party, but like, I'm sitting here thinking like, you have to buy the game again. It's like Kirby and the Forgotten Mirror and all that shit. You have to rebuy the game again if you want that version. So like, screw you to the people who bought the game the first time. Yeah, they have upgrade options, but a lot of these Switch 2 versions don't have that. If you want this extra shit, you have to rebuy the game again. Like, and some of these incentives aren't even good enough to give you the opportunity to buy the game again. Like, I don't. Why? And there's also Donkey Kong Bonanza getting DLC again, $30 for the DLC, and a game that already costs $70. And for what I hear, the DLC ain't even that good anyway. So, you know, Nintendo really wanted that money. They really wanted it, and goddamn, dude, it just makes me feel like, ugh. Like, I'm used to Nintendo being stupid, but like, this is probably the greediest I've ever seen them. Like, it all in one direct too. They didn't space this shit out. They did all this at once. They're like, oh man, hey dude, you want to buy this talking plant we made from Mario Wonder? You want to buy this? What about all these freaking amiibos? I forgot to even mention the damn Metroid amiibo, for Christ's sakes, goddamn. I forgot to even mention they're making an amiibo for Metroid, like Metroid Prime. And that's probably going to be like $40 and $50 too. Jesus Christ. Pre-orders start today. Ugh.